Hobart 100.9, and this man is a legend. He's a lover of food, cooking and eating. He's known as the Chili Man. He's known as JD's Chili Sauces. I've got it in my hand right now. And now he's on Go RV's Camping Cuisine and also JD's Kitchen Capers. Javier Duharte.
Hello.
Welcome. And it's good to see you. It's been 20 years since I've seen your beautiful face.
Oh, lovely.
We were in Greece, the musical, together.
I heard this, yes. JD beautifully came in and he's brought me some lovely earrings. That was so sweet of you. Thank you so much.
So they're edible.
I wish they were edible. So this is your original jewellery as well. You do, it's hand-painted jewellery here in Tasmania.
I do, and I used to do markets, but I sort of tend to branch out too much and don't get the chance to do everything. But I've realised that I like to create, whether it's food or whether it's art or whether it's anything. I just love to make things out of nothing.
You grew up in South America too, and so, like, what kind of foods were you eating back then?
Most people don't know that Peru's actually 7-8 years in a row the go-to place for food travellers. We've got over 2,000 national dishes. You know, I'm probably not being very objective, but it is the best food in the world. If you guys ever go, they add their spice because they do sushi, but with a Peruvian style, with a ceviche in the middle. Chifa, which is a Chinese food in Peru, is huge. Every corner's got like a Chinese restaurant. Over the years, it's developed their own flavours and spices, and it's just, I could go on forever. I love it. I love talking food.
You were a teacher before too, so what brought you into kind of the cooking side of things? Because you're at Mount Carmel College for a very long time.
I was, and taught your
my wife. You taught her when she was in grade 8, I believe.
I was 7 when I started teaching.
You look still exactly the same age.
Yeah.
But, mate, you have Spanish pop-up restaurants too. You have fantastic nights at Salento Cafe. Where did the passion of cooking come from?
Look, it's a really weird story because up to the age of 8, before I came to Australia, I never saw people make food. So when I came to Australia, it was like, this is what happens. You know, it's like people say, is that where milk comes from? So I remember when I got my first cooking book, the Central Cookery book at school, it was like a Bible. I hold all the secrets to how to make stuff. I started really getting interested in food and that you could make things out of nothing, out of different ingredients. I was cooking dinner for my family, 2-3 times a week. I was coming home and making treats, and I just loved it, yeah.
And do you have any tips, JD, for any young people out there, any kids or anything like that want to get involved and, follow their heart and learn to cook and actually become chefs themselves?
Well, I think, what's really good about Australia, and I love this country, and I think we are so lucky. For example, you have cooking in schools. And even in Europe, I've met some exchange students from France and from Italy, and they don't offer cooking at school. My advice would be, if you get a chance, do it, because you'll have to learn to do it. People are getting passionate about cooking.
You are passionate. What inspirations have you brought in for us? Have you brought in your pièce de resistance, your signature dish?
I don't have a signature dish. I love fusion. I used to be very traditional. Peruvian food, you've got to cook it this way. And I've learned, thanks to Australian culture and seeing the fusion appear, I just love to, for example, there's big fights about who does the empanada belong to? It's Argentinian, it's Chilean, it's Peruvian. Well, empanada just really means pasty. So an empanada could be Australian. We have an Australian pasty.
A bit like the pavlova in New Zealand. I mean, we invented that, right?
Yeah, but there's you guys sort of fight over who invented it, whereas every country's got their own version of a sausage or a pasty or a pie. So empanada just means covered in like a bread dough kind of thing. So, and I thought, okay, Dan and Kristie, what's their personality? So the chicken is like the most popular of the meat variety, and it's got sultanas because she's sweet, and sultanas are a bit sweet. And with Dan, I've got chili for the spiciness. The Dan's a bit spicy, and also the alpaca chorizo, which is a bit quirky, and Dan's very quirky. So your personalities, I tried to meld together, make a dish just for you guys,
like a nice little goulash. So we're going to try some of these in the kitchen, and where can we find some of your work too? So if we want to see JD's Kitchen Capers, do you have an Instagram? Do you have a handle on YouTube or anything like that? I do.
Was called Tas Chili Mania. Now it's called JD's Kitchen Capers, Tas Chili Mania, because I've got followers on that. My Instagram is also JD's Kitchen Capers. I'm the flavour man.
We love you. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you coming in. JD's Kitchen Capers, if you want to get involved, all over the socials. We'll chuck up the links too, and we'll chuck up a video of us trying your food. But Javier, lovely to see you.
Thank you, Dan. And Kristie, I look forward to coming back and doing an interview with you, because I don't think Dan let you get a word in. or maybe I didn't let you get a word in. Love you all.
Love you, JD.
Thanks, mate.